You texted them 3 days ago. They still haven't replied. But you saw them post on social media. You saw them active online. They had time. They just didn't have time for you. And now there's this feeling in your chest you can't shake, this quiet question running through your mind on repeat. Why do people keep ignoring me? Am I annoying? Am I too much? Am I not enough? Here's what nobody tells you about being ignored. It's not in your head. The pain is real. And there's a reason it keeps happening to certain people more than others. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share might explain patterns you've been living with your entire life. Let me start with something that might surprise you. Scientists did a study where they put people in brain scanners and had them play a simple game, a virtual ball toss, 3 players passing a ball back and forth. Except 2 of the players were fake, controlled by a computer. At some point, the fake players stopped passing to the real person. They just ignored them, kept throwing to each other. And here's what happened in the brain. The same areas that light up when you feel physical pain lit up when they were ignored, the exact same areas. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between being punched and being ignored. That's not you being sensitive, that's biology. That's thousands of years of evolution telling you that being ignored by the group means danger. Back when humans lived in tribes, being ignored could mean death. If the tribe cast you out, you wouldn't survive alone. So your brain developed an alarm system, a warning that goes off whenever you sense disconnection. That alarm still works today, except now it goes off when someone leaves you on red. So the next time you feel that sting when someone ignores you, just know your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do, protect you, even if the threat isn't real anymore. But here's where it gets interesting. Not everyone feels ignored the same amount. Some people brush it off, others spiral for days. Why? It comes down to something called your window of tolerance. Some people have a wide window. They can handle silence. They can handle people not responding. They don't take it personally. But other people have a narrow window. Every unreturned text feels like rejection. Every moment of silence feels like abandonment. And that window isn't random. It was shaped by your past. If you grew up in a home where your feelings were dismissed, you learned early that your voice doesn't matter. If you had friends who left you out, you learned that people will forget about you if you're not constantly proving your worth. These experiences shrink your window. They make you hypersensitive to any sign of being ignored because your brain remembers and it's trying to protect you from feeling that pain again. So you start scanning for rejection, looking for evidence that people don't care. And the crazy thing is, when you look for evidence of something, you usually find it. Someone takes a few hours to reply, your brain says, "See, they don't care about you." Someone forgets to invite you somewhere, your brain says, "I knew it, you're forgettable." Someone seems distracted when you're talking, your brain says, "They think you're boring." But here's what your brain doesn't tell you. That person who took hours to reply, they were in back-to-back meetings and barely looked at their phone all day. That person who forgot to invite you, they assumed you were busy and didn't want to bother you. That person who seemed distracted, they just got bad news and were trying not to cry in public. None of it was about you, but your brain made it about you because that's what brains do when they're wired for rejection. This is the trap so many people fall into. You feel ignored so often that you start acting in ways that actually make people ignore you more. Let me explain. When you expect to be ignored, you start doing one of 2 things. Either you shrink, you get quieter, you stop reaching out first, you wait in the corner hoping someone will notice you, you don't share your opinions because you assume nobody wants to hear them anyway. And when you shrink, people don't see you, not because you're not worth seeing, but because you've made yourself invisible. This is Voices of the Forgotten, where human behavior explained, where patterns, emotions, and hidden motives come to light. Let's continue. Or you do the opposite. You overcompensate. You text too much. You explain yourself too much. You seek reassurance constantly. You become so afraid of being ignored that you become exhausting to be around. And people pull away, not because you're bad, but because neediness is heavy and everyone's already carrying their own weight. Both of these patterns push people away, and both of these patterns come from the same wound, the fear of not mattering. But here's what I need you to hear. The people who get the most attention aren't always the most talented or interesting or attractive. They're the ones who assume they deserve attention. Watch them. Watch how they walk into a room like they belong there. Watch how they share their opinions without apologizing. Watch how they text without panicking about how long the reply takes. They're not better than you. They just have a different belief about themselves. They believe they matter, so they act like they matter. And because they act like they matter, people treat them like they matter. That's the loop. Belief creates behavior, behavior creates response, response confirms belief. If you believe you're forgettable, you act forgettable. People forget you, and you think, see, I was right. If you believe you're worth remembering, you act worth remembering. People remember you, and you think, see, I was right. Same world, different experience, based entirely on what you believe about yourself. Now let me tell you something else nobody talks about. Sometimes people ignore you on purpose.
Not because you did something wrong, but because ignoring is a power move. Some people ignore others to feel in control, to show they have the upper hand, to make you chase them. You've met these people. They reply when they feel like it, they include you when it's convenient, they make you feel lucky to get their attention. These people aren't worth your energy. Because anyone who uses your attention as a tool to feel powerful doesn't actually value you. They value what you give them, the validation, the chase, the ego boost. Real ones don't make you wonder where you stand. Real ones make you feel seen without you having to beg for it. And that's the difference you need to start recognizing. Stop chasing people who treat your presence like an option. Start investing in people who treat your presence like a gift. But also ask yourself this: are you making yourself easy to ignore? Do you speak up when something bothers you, or do you swallow it to keep the peace? Do you tell people what you need, or do you expect them to just know? Do you show people your real self, or do you hide the interesting parts because you're scared of being judged? People can't connect with someone who isn't really there. And if you're constantly hiding yourself, you're choosing invisibility and then wondering why no one sees you. The fix isn't to become louder or more aggressive. The fix is to become more honest. Say what you think, share what you feel, ask for what you need. Some people will ignore you anyway. That's fine. Those aren't your people. But the ones who don't ignore you, the ones who lean in when you finally show up as yourself, those are the connections worth keeping. Let me leave you with this. You cannot control whether people ignore you. That's their choice, their mood, their capacity, their own issues. But you can control how long you let it affect you, how many hours you spend replaying the unanswered message, how much power you give to someone else's silence. Their silence is not your verdict. You are not less valuable because someone didn't reply. You are not less important because someone forgot to invite you. You are not less worthy because someone was too busy to notice. Your worth is not determined by other people's attention. Say that again until you believe it. If this hit home for you, I want you to do something for me. Drop a comment below. Tell me one time you felt ignored and what your brain told you about it. I read every single comment, and I want to know your story. Sometimes just saying it out loud takes away its power. And if this is the kind of content that makes you stop and think, hit that subscribe button. I post videos like this every week, breaking down the psychology of why people act the way they do, and more importantly, why you act the way you do. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, someone who's been feeling invisible lately. Sometimes the right words at the right time change everything. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, you're not invisible. Some people just aren't paying attention. Stop performing for the ones who look away. Start showing up for the ones who look you in the eyes. This is Voices of the Forgotten, where human behavior explained, where patterns, emotions, and hidden motives come to light.